Hello and welcome. You know, in the last few videos I had a lot of requests to do a rig rundown. It's some of the tools that I used to do these little minis. Well, here's the first part of this video is just that. My name's Jeff Moore, I'm the Northwoods Carver, and thanks for seeing what I saw. Well, there's plenty to go over, so let's get started. Welcome everyone, Jeff Moore at your service. I am the Northwoods Carver, and this is the Mojo Dojo. Today, we are going to take a deeper look into what can be done on a little bitty, unsuspecting white pine. This little white pine is going to inspire, or has inspired me, to carve a small mini, a little mini bear with little mini saws, such as little mini saw. This mini saw is a steel MS-140C with a 9-inch Samurai Legend. I got a few questions that on my comment section, because I got one now, and they were asking me, hey, can you give us a little idea what you're using for saws? Well, here's one. This is when I start switching over to the detail. Switching over to the detail. This is what you're gonna find when you go and just buy one from the store. It's gonna, or from the dealer, it's gonna have this little bar on here. And it looks like a nothing bar. But considering this is a nothing chainsaw, this is a little 120, this bar is, it's way overbarred. When you take that little bar and you put it on that little saw, it becomes a bit of a monster, a bit of a handful. A tempest in a teapot. Yes. Those are a few of the tools I'm using, and for the blockouts, steel MSA 220 with a 9-inch Samura. Woo! The MSA 200C with a 11-inch. I think that's the 11. Yep, that's the 11-inch Samura. Run what you brung. 220 with the stock 14-inch bar, 43 gauge. So this is a good blocker. So that's a bit of a rundown on a few of my saws. I have a lot more, but for this project, that's all I'm using. I probably won't even use this one. It's too small. So that's the chain up. That's the chained up. That's the chin up. That's the chain. So that's the, all right. Okay. Other than that, that's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, I got a lot more, but we're not gonna film that. I mean, a lot more saws. So that's the chainsaw lineup, everyone. Hopefully, most of this stuff you can, the saws you can find readily. The bars are pretty custom, I believe. I have some connections. I'm not exactly sure what the availability is for those bars. It's hit and miss. So if you do find them, snap them up. So chainsaw bars is just like everything else. It's hit and miss. Like the people that I buy these bars from, most of the time they'll have them. I shouldn't say that. The Samurai Legends they come in, they're sparse, and then they're gone, and you might not be able to even get another order for a year. So, I mean, when I buy in bulk for myself, because I know a lot of you drop one of these saws, a little bitty 120 with the 6-inch, drop it on the ground, splits the, you just got to be very careful. And always keep them in the best of shape. So constantly dressing them, just at least looking to see if there's any issues, because you don't want something to sneak up on you and then you're out of a bar. The Samura bars, those are saw nuts. Bob King's saw nuts. He usually has them in. He might not have all the sizes in all the time, but he does pretty good at keeping everything in stock, and he's pretty straightforward. Every time I order something from him, I get it when he says I'm going to get it. So a done deal. I haven't had to, that's the beautiful part about the Samuras. I haven't had to order one in probably, when was the last time, Pam? Probably a couple of years ago?
At least 2, yeah.
At least 2 years ago. And I'm just partial to them. I've run Canons, I've run all the other ones. Anybody who wants to try a Samura, you know, I'm not bashing Canon or any of the other makes, but I'm a fan of Samura and Samurai Legend because of the detail aspect. Also, Samurai Legend, I believe they're making all one piece now. It used to be laminated bars, and now it's all one piece. So, you know, the quality's gone up even more. So, definitely worth every penny. I'm not going to quote how much they cost because it changes. You know, I think last time I bought a bunch, they've gone up a little bit since the last time. So, anyway, that's it for the rig rundown. Stick around. Let's make some sawdust, peoples. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. I'm a rocker. I've outed myself as a rocker, so as you can see, I rock back and forth when I carve. I don't know why I do it. I think I've always done it. And every time I watch myself on a video, I'm thinking, do I do that? I guess I do that. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it kind of, I think it gives me perspective. Like, even though it's just a few, you know, I don't know, maybe a foot of perspective, just rocking away, and I can look at it and like be like, oh, I gotta do that. Now rock in, I'll ding, ding, ding. Especially on these little carvings. It's just how it is. I'm weird like that. I just think it's hilarious that I didn't even know that I did most of the stuff that I do until I started editing these videos. I'm like, oh no, you do that? Oh no, we gotta edit that. And a lot of times I'll just leave it in just because it's just weird. I've revealed the head. Maybe where the eye sockets go, where the cheek muscles go. A little bit there. I was trying my best to fight through the knotty situation that I'm in. It's just, as you can see, there's a branch on just sticking out everywhere, so it's no fun to carve those. But, you know, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just trying to make this head make sense to me so I can figure out where the body's gonna go. I'm not spending a lot of time on this. I'm just trying to make it make sense to me. And then hopefully make sense to somebody else. Like I said, this isn't really going up for sale. It's just a thing that I do. I got a bunch of them laying around the shop, so I suppose if somebody did want to buy one, I might sell it, but I mean, what is it? What's it gonna be worth? Yeah, it's gonna be worth more to me than it would be if I just made a little monetary gain off of it. Doesn't make sense, so I just kind of hang on to these. You know, in my mind's eye, I'm looking at the little details, and I'm thinking, well, this is a really good way to practice, you know, for me, just so I can understand where my capabilities lie. My saw control, all that kind of stuff. It's a good tester for that. It's, I don't know, to create the shape is one thing, but then to figure out a good way to texture it and maybe discover something new about carving a large bear as opposed to a small bear. You can learn a lot from carving these little guys. But, you know, it is what it is. When in the very end, I'm not trying to like make a masterpiece here. I'm doodling, and some doodles look better than others. Like the one bear on all fours walking, that thing looked pretty cool, I thought. But, you know, this one's more, you know, I had no idea what I was going to do, so I'm just winging it. I didn't know what position the arms were going to go in. I didn't know where the paws were going to go, or if he was going to have paws, or if he's just going to be stuck in the log. Ugh. So I'm doing these little bear doodles I call them. It's a good idea to. I mean, as you're carving, you're focusing. Obviously, you got to be pretty focused, but just take notes in your head when you're doing it. I know I do. I mean, I'm like pretty sure I'm not going to carve a bear with those ears again, you know, because you really can't change too much because it's just tiny and it's insignificant. It's not going to matter. But it's good to try to nail it if you can. I mean, by all means, try to nail it. But if you don't, you just gotta. If you do something that's subpar to what you want to see, I think it's the best thing is to get used to it. Get used to it because you're not perfect. I ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. And you're going to do imperfect things. And the more you do them, the more you can accept imperfection, which gives it the edge, in my opinion. It just looks like a human mistake. I think we're all kind of like that. As perfect as we are, we're totally imperfect. And that's what makes us perfect. So I'm making an imperfect thing. That's the way I kind of look at it. I just get used to disappointment. Aim small, miss small. Isn't that what they say? Just aim small, miss small. It's not like you're not trying. But I think when you aim small, miss small, you end up taking away elements from the experience that is critical to your development. Like, you know, if I hadn't been somewhat, what if I'd been more focused when I was doing this thing? How would it have ended up? I thought I was plenty focused. I mean, I haven't carved one of these in at least 20 minutes. So, but I'm trying to do a different thing. I don't do pattern type things. I never have. I just fall asleep at the wheel if I start doing those. So these kind of keep me awake and focusing. It's like an exercise, if you will. My recommendation and what I would highly recommend is if you're going to do this kind of thing, like if you're going to carve and you want to learn, it's always best to do it in a way, or like say for this one, or any of these small ones that I'm doing, I do not have any intention in selling them. 0. So I'm not like, I don't think production. I think I'm just gonna doodle. This is for me. I'm just gonna play. Take some time out and play. And if they turn out cool, you'll see that when they do turn out really cool, that you just want to keep them, just because you were in a different state of mind when you carved it, and you really don't want to let them go. You carved it so you can expand and play around with how much you actually know or how much you actually don't know, and then you have to be okay with it. That's the thing. You got to be okay with what you don't know. And this is like peeling back layers and just being what's a good word, open to your own shortcomings. You have to be open to them and let them be exposed so that you can work on them. And it's sort of like putting your computer in safe mode. So, except for I'm doing it in front of a camera. People, and it's really the end goal is to be able to do this kind of thing, or even like at a grand scale, when you go to these big competitions, a lot of the guys are just staying in their wheelhouse, but some guys are brave and they'll just tackle something they've never done before, which is both exciting and horrifying. So, and here he is. Look at him. So that's what I'm talking about. He's just a cool little bear. And hey, it was fun to make him. The key here, people, is to just be like, revel in the fact that you're not going to be good at stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'm not good at. I'm not even good at carving in a lot of ways. So this is what I do to try to remedy that. Make bad mistakes, poor decisions. That's what I do. I'm a professional at bad mistakes and poor decision-making skills. I thank you, and I digress.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the end of the video. This is it. This is the finale. This is the last whatever. Here's a little mini bear. I just wanted to show it to you up close next to my big fat head so you can see what it is and what it looks like. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate all of you watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and also share. Not share the musical artist, share the video. Of course, share the musical artist is pretty good too, so whatever. Do what you do. My name's Jeff Moore. I'm the Northwoods Carver. Thanks for seeing what I saw.
Okay, so remember when I said I wasn't gonna do anything else to this thing? Well, I lied. I don't know. I had to do it. So, if you really like this video, and you like, nonsensical ramblings and pointless carvings, please stay tuned for more. I'm Jeff Moore, the Northwoods Carver, and thanks for seeing what I saw.